Happy Labor Day. I hope that you, Hannah and Maddie, are enjoying your classes and that those buildings at least are air conditioned. Allie, I really do like the new hair color and I wish you luck in your move-in coming up very soon. As I may or may not have mentioned before, I am currently living on the west side of campus, which means I have to tack on about 10 extra minutes of walking for all of my commute times, but it's not that bad. My new building is 12 stories high, which means that this is the first time I have ever lived in a building where taking the elevator is a daily occurrence. And even daily doesn't really describe the frequency of its use. It happens all the time, multiple times a day. So I've learned a lot about elevators, and I would like to share that with you in a segment I'm going to call The Complex Politics of Elevators. It's not really complex, and I'm calling it a segment, but it probably won't happen again, so don't get used to it. Let's say we're looking at a 10-story building. It's a nice round number. With an average of about 60 people on each floor, you've got about 600 people who are living, eating, sleeping, studying, etc.ing together. Oh, hey, Katie.
Oh, sorry.
Anywho, you get on the elevator on the 10th floor going down. Now, we all know what normal elevator behavior is. You get on, you may hold the door open if you see someone rushing in. If not, you can A, ask someone standing near the door to press a button for your stop, or B, reach over and press the button yourself, providing that it's not too far away. Then you face the door, count the numbers silently to yourself as you go down, and you get to your destination just fine. Where I live, every stop down to the 5th floor is easily justifiable. We've all tried taking the stairs at least once. Down wasn't bad, of course, but it was slow. And going up was another story. It was hell, and we're never doing it again, if it can be helped. Anyway, you can get on going down 9 through 5, and nobody's gonna say anything. If you get on the elevator on the 4th floor, you might get a dirty look. Depends on how pissed everyone's feeling. But you know, we get it. 4th floor, it's a little high. Then comes the 3rd floor. Really? It's 2 floors. Up or down, it doesn't really matter. We're all between the ages of 17 and 23, I'm guessing, unless you have a valid reason other than, it's faster, or I'm tired. We don't want to see your face. We squeeze way too many people in this tiny-ass box on a regular basis. Do not make things harder for those miserable bastards who live on the top floor. And now we come to the 2nd floor. I'm sure you're all lovely people, but the elevator is not for you. No, not a 10-story building. After the elevator has stopped on almost every single floor above you and is bursting at the seams with tired, cranky, squished young adults, if you dare to press that button and call the elevator to your floor, you will probably get hissed at. Additionally, the use of the elevator by someone on the 2nd floor is the only 100% thoroughly sanctioned topic for conversation in the elevator, and it is usually quite contemptuous in tone.
I was entertained by the very predictable behavior of people in elevators, my own included, and decided to do some very half-assed research into why people behave the way they do. So I found an article on BBC cited below that explains that people in an elevator don't have enough space, which is very, very obvious. When people enter an elevator, they normally arrange themselves into a pattern that looks like the numbers on a die. It's only broken by 3 because people typically orient themselves in a triangle rather than a diagonal line when they get in an elevator, and this is to give themselves the most space possible. And that's the end of today's episode of The Complex Politics of Elevators. As I said before, there will not be another episode of that show ever. And so before I go, I would like to give you guys one last little tidbit. You may or may not have heard Rick Perry is in a little bit of hot water right now, and he is doing his damnedest to make it worse, I guess, or at least someone on his staff is. He released this photo on his Twitter. It's a gem. I really enjoyed it. And then immediately retracted it, saying that it was not authorized and that he did not condone it. It sounds like someone needs a new social media employee because any sane person would have known that doing that would only raise more crap into the feces weather event that the Texas political scene is turning into. Anyway, I love and miss you all, and I will see you on Wednesday.